Hello, buenas noches, good evening, happy Monday to you. Anger feels sinful, ungodly, inappropriate, right? Just wrong. So tonight we're going to talk about the purpose of anger and how, if we view it properly, it can help us, and also how to process it so that it does not become a negative thing in our lives. Anger is an emotion. And what are emotions? Messengers. That's it. They pop up unexpectedly sometimes, and we don't know what to do with them. Why? Well, we weren't taught. No one taught us, right? There are pleasant emotions like happiness and joy, a little easier to manage sometimes. And there are unpleasant emotions like anger and sadness. We're going to learn how to process anger today. Okay? If any of that interests you, please stay tuned. All right. Meanwhile, if this is your first time here, my name is Karen Marinez. I'm an emotional wellness coach. I focus on and help the exhausted woman who struggles to feel comfortable in her own skin. She's looking for love from the outside, and she overextends herself for that love so she can please others and gain acceptance. I help you to identify and process emotions like anger so you can find peace, passion, and purpose. Okay? I ask of all you good people, please like and subscribe. I'll give you a moment to do that if you haven't done so yet. Let me take a sip of my water. Thank you very much. All right. 3 questions that we're going to discuss later on. I had asked in the group chat for people to ask their questions, and these were 3 really juicy ones that people asked. How to process anger when you're angry with yourself. Also, how do you process anger when the person that wronged you refuses to apologize? And how do you release anger that's been projected upon you? Someone just comes at you, right? You're like, I didn't do anything to you. What? You just walked in the door. What's going on? All right. We're going to talk about those 3 things and how to process anger in those 3 particular circumstances. Okay, so let me say hi to everyone. My dear Elvin is here. He was so sweet. He set up my lighting and he brought the computers out for me today. I really appreciate that. Candida, buenas noches. I have my Roxy Ebony here. Hello, it's Imani, Shani Boo, Deb. Hey. Imani says it's the perfect time for her. So this is a test. We normally do it at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're doing it at 9 p.m. It doesn't work for some people. For others, they said it's better for them. So we're going to see. Hey, Marion. So we're going to see. We're going to test it out. You know, it's good to try new things. I am not a person that likes change. Change is challenging for me, but we're doing this, okay? Carla, at me best. Hey, Ari, good to have you. Thank you all so much for being here. I appreciate it at this late hour. Karen says, hey, yes, I'm. Oh, you're not sleepy. Great. Awesome. Good. Okay. So, yeah, both times and this time. I know it's a good one. We need to learn it. All right. So let's get right in. Okay. So, first, what is the purpose of anger? What we don't like feeling it. So, and if you see me adjusting, it's that I have my cozy heated blanket on over my legs and it feels so good. Tiff, hey Tiff, good to have you here. All right, here we go. Anger is a natural human emotion that can help us identify and address problems, protect ourselves from harm. It can also help us understand our boundaries and when they've been violated. I'm going to repeat that because I hope you're taking notes and I want you to remember this. And of course, you can go back and watch the video as many times as you want. It's here to stay. But anger is a natural emotion that helps us identify and address problems and protect ourselves from harm. It can also help us to understand our boundaries and when they have been violated. Give me just a sec. Someone is calling me. She can't get on. Let me just send it to her. She's an older, dear friend of mine. Let me see if she gets it. But she must have saw the announcement. And look, come one, come all. We got to help each other out. All right, there she goes. All right, I sent her the link. Okay, so anger has a purpose. And what are 5 ways anger helps us? Again, my Kiara and my Queebies is here. Hello, my dear niece and grandnephew. Hi, Quentin. Please take notes. Hey, Pam. Good to have you. Okay, 5 ways anger helps us. And I want you to take notes for yourself, but also later when we are talking about those 3 different scenarios, we're going to do a little thing. And I want to see if you could figure out what parts of anger, there are 5 ways anger helps us, that we can use that to process those anger emotions in those 3 different scenarios that I talked about a little while ago. Okay, the first one is survival. Anger can help us focus on survival by shifting our attention to fighting or defending ourselves. Oh, you kicked me? Oh, you trying to rob me? That adrenaline gets going, right? And sometimes we have to fight or defend ourselves, literally. Anger helps us to survive. Okay, number 2, anger helps us to identify problems. It can signal that something's wrong or unjust and motivate us to address it. How often are we in a situation and we'd rather, I don't want to talk about, I don't see it, so it doesn't exist. But when that anger starts bubbling up, anger is knocking, saying, I need you to see this, identify it, acknowledge it. Let's do something about it. Let's address this thing. Number 3, understand boundaries. Anger can help us understand where our boundaries are and when they've been violated. And we have to be honest, sometimes we don't have boundaries, right? We're literally, in quotes, sleeping with the enemy, that person who is so toxic for us, but we call them every day. Why? Why? Because we're in la la land. We don't want to see it. We don't want to acknowledge it. But everybody needs boundaries. Everybody needs boundaries. We have to set them up. Anger helps us to realize, ooh, gotta set the boundaries here. Number 4, it allows us to express negative feelings, because that's when that just spouts out, right? Number 5, it informs us. Joanne, hey Joanne. Number 5, it informs us. Anger lets us know you deserve to live better. You deserve to live well. What happened to you should not have happened. This is not right. So you see how those 5 ways anger actually benefits us. It serves a huge purpose, very beneficial to us. Anger can also be harmful, side note, in 2 ways. Uncontrolled anger, right, can be destructive and harm our physical and mental health. That's not good. That's why we need to process it, right? And number 2, irrational behaviors. That adrenaline rush that anger can give us can cloud our judgment and lead to irrational behaviors. We don't want to get to that extreme, but when anger goes unprocessed day after day, month after month, year after year, it can lead to that. So that's why we need to get into it now so we can process anger in a healthy way. Okay, so let's talk about it. How do we process our anger in a healthy way? Acknowledge your anger. Take a time out to calm down. Identify the source of your anger. Practice relaxation techniques like deep breathing, express your feelings assertively through communication or journaling, or consider seeking help, a coach, a therapist, professional help if needed, okay? But essentially recognizing your anger, allowing yourself to feel it, hey, Anne-Marie, and finding healthy ways to express and manage it. Notice this, without lashing out. So we don't get to those extremes. We learn how to process our anger in a healthy way before it gets to those extremes. And in that way, anger actually becomes a tool to help us feel better, to heal. Isn't that beautiful? Something that we don't like feeling angry, very uncomfortable. We can actually learn to welcome it because we're learning the purpose of it and the process, how to process it. Why is that important? Because we don't want to feel anger. We feel guilty about feeling angry. We judge ourselves because we're angry. But instead of that, especially that harsh judgment on ourselves, we want to view it, we want to be neutral. When it comes to unpleasant emotions, we just want to be neutral. It's an emotion. Why? Because it's a messenger. all emotions are messengers. So don't shoot the messenger, right? Accept the message as you would a friendly visitor. Knock, knock, you're sick at home. The person, oh, hey, come in. They bring you cough medicine, ginger and lemon to make you a tea. They bring cough drops. Why? Because you're sick. They want you to feel better. And you invite them and they say, look, I'll make you some tea. I'll stay a few days with you. I'll take care of you. I'll clean the house. I'll take care of the kids. I'll wash your clothes. You just rest so you could get better. It's a messenger. It's a visitor. That's how you can open the door to anger. Tell them, hey, come on in, sit down. What you got to tell me? And listen to the message he has to tell you. Converse with anger. It's not something to be feared, hated, or judged. It's simply a messenger. Anger, for what purpose are you here? You may end up even laughing with anger in the end. And then you could say, okay, I got the message. Thank you. You can go now. I'm good. Right? Here's a side point, and I know we've discussed this, but for anyone who sees this for the first time, we don't ask why. Anger, why are you here? Can anyone say in the comment section why we don't say why? Why don't we say, anger, why are you here? Why do we say instead, for what purpose are you here? Can anyone think about that? Have an answer? Any thoughts, darlings? Okay, maybe not. We don't ask why because that appeals to the logical part of our brain. Somebody saying, I thought that was it, but I didn't think I could. And it's only 5% logical. We operate 95% from our subconscious. So when we say for what purpose, hey, Danielle, good to have you. When we say anger, for what purpose are you here? That appeals to our subconscious, not the logical. Why? We can get very angry that a loved one died. My family, we just lost a dear cousin. Terrible. B, we need to understand what it's here for. Yes. Hey, B, good to have you. I have a dear cousin that we lost him over the weekend. Devastating. But if I say, why? There's no logical answer to that anger. Death stings. It's not normal. Very difficult to accept. So asking why, I'm not going to get an answer. There's no logical, and it's only 5% of my brain. We're not going to get anywhere. But if I appeal to the subconscious, right? If I say, then I could realize there are some unresolved issues with the person, maybe, or that I'm really going to miss them. I'm just saddened and I'm angry that he's gone. And what could have been and the time we could have spent together. That's why I'm angry. I feel robbed. It's unjust that he died at 45, by the way. Terrible. So I'm not going to say, why am I angry? I'm going to say, for what purpose? Or perhaps a child, or even a grown adult child, their parents separated or divorced. The logical, you say, why did they divorce? I'm so angry. Why? Why am I angry? Well, because I think it's my fault. That's the logical, right? The logical side, the child assumes it's something I did. But when you say, for what purpose are you here, anger? The fact that my parents separated or divorced, it allowed the person to realize, oh, because I'm blaming myself and I'm not the one at fault. It's not my fault. How could the child be at fault? Something went wrong with the parents. Yeah, they always fought over money. They were jealous. There was unfaithfulness, always contention. Okay. Thank you, B. I appreciate it. Keep our family in your prayers, please. Alejandro has posted the link to the WhatsApp group, emotional wellness. When I do polls to ask questions, like for instance, when we decided which emotion we were going to discuss first, anger one, we asked about the timing, today at 9 or Friday at 8. You have a say. When I ask questions about those three questions, it's all in the chat. I let you know what the next topic is. So if you'd like to join, thank you. So I really appreciate the support. Anne-Marie. So if you'd like to join, please do. If you're not on the emotional wellness chat, I encourage you to join. And if you're watching this later, not live, the link will be in the show notes down bottom. Okay. So here are keys to processing anger. Ready? Recognize the signs. Pay attention to physical signs like clenched fists, rapid heartbeat, tense muscles when you're getting angry. Because some people go from 0 to 150 quick. Hey, Fabi, good to have you. Take a time out. When you're feeling overwhelmed, it's good. Remove yourself from the situation for a few minutes to cool down, because we don't want to allow anger to move us to do things that we really regret. We don't want to act out on anger. It's an emotion. Deep breathing exercises. If you don't know how to deep breathe or you need reminders of why it's so important, I have a video on diaphragmatic breathing right here on YouTube. Type it in and put Karen Vimes. It'll pop up. Okay. It oxygenates the brain and the body. Sometimes we're so angry, we're hyperventilating or we're not breathing at all. And it helps to oxygenate the brain and everything, and it releases stress and anxiety. Okay. And identify the source, reflect on what triggered your anger, understand the underlying reason, express your feelings. You can journal, write down your thoughts and emotions, assertive communication, right? Express your concerns directly and respectfully to the person involved, right? So also you can look at creative outlets, maybe explore art or music, physical activity to release tension, remove yourself and go for a walk, right? Cognitive restructuring, challenge those negative thoughts that are fueling your anger with more rational perspectives. Or maybe this has nothing to do with me. Maybe they acted like that and so I can restructure it. And then again, seek professional help. Okay, so let's do an exercise together. I appreciate the prayers. I really do. Yes, very young. Ugh. Let's do an exercise together. Okay, what we're going to use are all the ways that we can process anger with the three questions that were asked us. Okay, so the first question was, I was like, oh, that's a good one. How do you process anger when you're angry with yourself? So here we go. Anger. For what purpose are you visiting me? What's the reason why I'm so angry with myself? You can express your feelings. I made a big mistake. Oh, I messed up big time. They're never going to forgive me. How could I do this? Right? You could journal, write down your thoughts and emotions. What's going on? Assertive communication, you can express yourself directly and respectfully to yourself. Talk to yourself. I realized I can't kick this addiction, this bad habit. I thought I could, but I on my own, but I have not been able. I'm upset that I can't get it together. Why did I let this setback happen? What's wrong with me? We're angry, but with ourselves in this case. Creative outlets, we can go for a long walk, express ourselves through art and music. And then cognitive restructuring. We might say, is there something really wrong with me? Like, what is it? And then we can restructure it and say, I think I need to learn more to control myself more discipline. Or, oh, I did expose myself to temptation. Like I'm on a diet. Just say I'm on a diet and I go into the bakery and I end up scarfing down some donuts. Now I'm upset with myself, but why did I go in the bakery? I may have to change my whole route to get to work so I don't expose myself to that temptation. Who am I hanging around with? Do they have the same habits? Maybe it's smoking, maybe it's it, right? There are different addictions people have. Drinking, over drinking, all the things. Are these people that I hang with contributing to me having a setback? So we restructure. We don't just, I'm so stupid. What's wrong with me? Da, da, da. That gets us nowhere. Let's restructure. What are some things I can learn? Because I'm smart. I'm capable. In other areas of my life, I'm successful. I can be successful in this area as well. Remember, anger helps us to identify problems, right? So now that you see where the problem lies, you can be proactive in fixing it. because I'm trying to do this alone. I need help. I got to get an accountability partner. That's what I need. I can't do this by myself. It's not even healthy to try, right? And anger also informs us, remember, that we deserve to live well. And what happened to us shouldn't have happened. So maybe we have this addiction, this bad habit, because of a trauma that we suffered in our childhood, right? And knowing this helps us to be more compassionate with ourselves. Maybe we do judge ourselves harshly because our caregivers as children judged us harshly. We're not blaming them, but we're recognizing where it stems from. And no, I'm not dumb. This is a consequence of my past. I can pick myself up and start over again, and I can do this. Yes. We might seek professional help, therapy, anger management programs, right? And then we leave like, I got it. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to do some things differently from now on. Thank you, anger. Thank you. But see, the other way, before we would not process it and we'd be angry, then we judge ourselves. Now we're in a deep sadness. We may fall into depression because it's like, I can never, and I'm just so bad, and how could I do that? And we just stay down, deep down. No, use anger as a tool for betterness. Isn't that beautiful? Give me a thumbs up if you think it's beautiful. If it's a whole different way of thinking for you, put a thumbs up in the chat, please. Yeah, it really works. All right, our second scenario. Someone said, how do we process anger when the person refuses to apologize for a significant wrong? That's hard. Fabiola, yes, it's Shanae is here. Hey, yeah. It's a whole different ballgame when we learn how to process our anger. Thank you. All right, let's go on to the second scenario. This person refuses to acknowledge they're wrong. It's an ex-husband, an ex-boyfriend. Yeah, see everybody. Yeah, it's a new way of living, processing these unpleasant emotions. Nice, a bunch of thumbs up. Yeah. So, and it's liberating. It's liberating because it's all about us. We have to we have to take care of ourselves, and we can turn something very unpleasant and negative into something very positive. Okay, so this person it's an ex-husband, it's a parent, it's a co-worker, whatever the thing, a child, right? And they refuse to acknowledge, they refuse to apologize for this significant wrong. I expressed to them how I felt, and they don't want to, they don't, right? They're not doing what I want them to do, which is say, I'm so sorry. And I have to say this for parents that are dealing with this, acknowledge your child. And even if you don't remember doing it, validate the child and say, these are grown adults now. I'm sorry. I don't even remember that. But if you said it and it affected you in that way, I believe you. I didn't know better. Please forgive me. I'm trying to do better now. That can be so healing for the person on the other side. It can be so healing, whether it's a parent to a child, child to a parent, ex-husband, whatever the thing, friends, right? Apologizing can be very healing. Okay, but if we're on the other side of it, this person, they refuse and we're so angry. Here we go. Here's a question: for what purpose is anger visiting? Anger, what's your purpose here today? Well, identify the problem. Anger can signal that something is wrong or unjust and motivate you to address it. This is wrong. It's unfair that the person did this to you and they refuse to apologize. Right? And then the other part is understanding boundaries. So, how does that come into play? Well, every person has free will. We all have the right to choose how we want to live. So, just say it's a parent who did things to us that have affected us to this day, and we talk to our children about the parent and they refuse to acknowledge what was done or they refuse to apologize. Well, look, that's just how I was. You got to realize I had a lot on my plate too. That's how the parent responds. Anger is telling you this is not fair. But if we sit long enough, we can also see that we need to set boundaries that we've probably never set before because it always falls on us. We're the ones trying to heal. So we can't keep pointing fingers. Mom, you did this, daddy, you, and I can't believe. Okay. Or ex-husband, you, okay. But we can't control what they do, how they feel. And they have the free will to do as they please. But it's about me. I'm the one that wants to be better. I'm the one carrying this heavy load. I'm the one walking around with the anger, not feeling good. Anger can cause so many illnesses. Here's a little clue, all the illnesses that end with itis, arthritis, for all those, it's all from anger. Okay? So anger is helping us to see this isn't fair, but you need to do something about it. So maybe this experience, I went to my dad, I told him something he did to me in the past that really affected me. To this day, it's a trauma for me. He refuses to acknowledge it. And or he acknowledges it, but he brushes it off and he refuses to apologize for it. Well, maybe I need to set a boundary with myself. Dad can't handle this. He can't handle looking back. Some people, I don't look in the past. Some parents have said that. I just want to move forward. Yeah, but I'm still hurt. I'm still affected by this. But think of it, if I'm hurt and I'm affected, that means I can do something about it, right? Candida said, yes, trying to heal emotionally. That's what we're up to. That's our order of the day in prioritizing ourselves. So what can I do? Oh, dad can't handle this. So you know what? I'm not going to talk to him about the past anymore. I draw the line here. Why torture him and torture myself too? Because I'm saying these things to him because I want acknowledgement. I want him to see what he did. I want him to apologize, but I can't make him do it. And if he refuses to do it, why keep, that's a waste of time and energy. No. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to set the boundary for myself. We're not going to discuss this anymore. It's okay. But I'm not going to let it just sit there. I'm going to write him a letter. Every time I feel something, I'm going to write it. I'm not going to mail it, but it's to take care of myself. It's better out than in. I'll feel better getting this stuff out by writing it. And I might keep the letters, or that might cause me too much anger if I run across it in 5 years. I think I'm going to burn the letters. I'm going to burn them because now I'm done. I've said what I had to say. It's out. I've acknowledged that it affected me, but I'm going to work on me. It's done. We can't go back. And he won't give me what I want. I'll give me what I want. Boundaries. That's it. They can't face it. It doesn't mean that it's not my experience, but that's a form of disrespect, and I refuse to let him disrespect me like that again. I'm back in the driver's seat. I'm not a victim. I'm in control of my life. Thank you, anger. Oh, I see you. Right? Thank you, anger. Now I know I have to set boundaries. And definitely going forward, there will be no disrespect and none of that bad behavior. Otherwise, I'll have to remove myself and remove you from the situation. I may have to remove you from my life just in drips and drabs because you don't know how to behave, right? We have to be honest with ourselves. Anger can shine a light on what needs to change up in here. 2025. Any thoughts about that? Does it make sense? Ooh, I got to take a breath. I got all wrapped up in the scenario. Okay. So here's a third scenario. Somebody asked, how do you release anger that's been projected upon you? Oh, Elvin, yes, please like, subscribe, and share. Tell everyone you know, share the link. It helps others to find wellness as well. Ooh, Maria's here. Okay, let's look at the comments. Maria says, writing out really helps when you're angry. When I look back at my notes, it helps me remind me to make changes that help me. Nice. She's in the driver's seat. Changes that help me. Very nice. Fabiola says 100%. Yeah. This is life-saving. This is liberating. This takes us out of victim mode. Shanae, are you dropping the mic? At me best says, in that experience, while to remove yourself from a parent. Why put yourself in harm's way? When you were a child, you had no choice. But as an adult, if they, because it's their choice, they get to choose. If you behave well, you can be in my life and we can have the best of times. But if you don't know how to behave well, I can't have you in my personal space, not on a constant basis. Maybe I'll check on you. But sometimes people check on the parents and all they get is abuse on the other end. It's like, oh no, you have to behave to be in my life. You can't be toxic. That goes for everybody, including a parent. And it may seem, but how? Oh, but they have to behave. It's their choice. It's their choice. Candida, I take a walk and pray about it. It helps me to calm down. Very now. Remove yourself from the situation. Take care of yourself. Tiffany says liberating and taking your power back. That's what this is all about. Liberating and taking your power back. Get in that driver's seat and you live your life. It's a said preach. Yeah, because Allah, oh, and it's so sad. But again, it's their choice. All right. That's it. Parents, friends, relative, whatever the thing, people, when we start taking care of ourselves, we learn, oh no, that's not going on around here anymore. You have to respect me. I respect you. And we have compassion for those who can't behave. We get it. They got their stuff. Every head, every brain is a world in itself. We get that. As we grow, we realize, oh, it's so hard for me to change me. Imagine them changing themselves. It's hard work. Not everyone has the tools. Not everyone opens themselves up, and not everyone can, wants to, and that's okay. But I can't have you in my personal space. Boundaries. We talk about boundaries a lot. All right, third scenario. Somebody said, how do I release anger when that's been projected? How do you release anger that's been projected upon you, right? Somebody yells at you in the line at the store and you're like, or you're doing a good deed and for somebody and the person was mean and angry with you, or your husband comes home and he's upset about something that happened at work or with his mother. Maybe he got into it on the way home with her and he comes in and he takes it out on you and you're like, wait a minute, I didn't do anything. What is this? Remember, anger informs us that we deserve to live better and what happened to us shouldn't have happened. So anger is brewing because it's like, that's not fair. Wait a minute, this isn't, it identifies problems. If something's wrong, this is not fair. We need to talk about this, understand boundaries. Maybe you will remove yourself. He needs a little time alone. Let me get myself out of his way, right? And anger is a way that we can express negative feeling. So we have to remind ourselves, this is that person's issues, not our own. A lot of us walk around, we're like vacuum cleaners. We take in everybody else's. We feel, I'm an empath, right? And we feel what other people feel and we take all that on. That has to stop. No, no, no. I have enough on my own. I don't go collecting everybody's burdens. No. Everyone carries their own burden like I carry my own. So that's the first thing we have to realize. No, no, no. I'm not taking that on. I didn't do anything. He walked in and that's all about something that happened that has nothing to do with me. Let them have their moment, right? But I'm not going to be your punching bag either. That's not fair. I don't deserve that treatment. So I'll wait till he calms down. I'll remove myself, right? We may even discuss it the next day. I'll chat with him about it, but I have to let him know how I feel. I can't make him change, but I could let him know, yesterday the way you talked to me, I didn't appreciate that. What's going on? Oh, he may not even want to talk about it. It's okay. but I didn't deserve that. But that made me feel da-da, fill in the blank. Okay? We speak up for ourselves now. Yep, that's what we do. A lot of my clients are like, oh, I have a voice? I can use my voice? Really? Yes, darling. Yes. Okay. One person wrote into me in this, because two people asked me the same question in different forms. And one person wrote in and said someone yelled at her. She was doing volunteer work and the person yelled at her, this man. She felt scared for the rest of the day. So she was angry. It was his anger. It made her feel scared. And it took her a while to shake that fear. Again, for what purpose is that fear surfacing? We're using it. And fear may have also come from anger because she's like, I didn't do anything. What's going on with him? Why? Right? It's probably connected with some experience she had in her childhood or in some romantic relationship early in life. Someone yelled and it unnerved her, it shook her, made her feel scared. So now this man projecting that anger onto her left her angry, but also like with this fear. So now she realizes, oh, that's something for me to work on with a therapist or a coach, right? I need to figure out why I had that reaction. Okay. So anger can be extremely helpful. Maria says, how about if they don't want you to tell them how they made us feel? What do we do then? Yes, some people can't handle the truth, right? We could write them a letter and never send it. The thing is for us to get it out. And then there will be an opportunity. It may not be that day, that next day, but there'll be a moment when they calm down. And again, we can preface it with, I need to say something to you. I need to express some feelings to you. This especially happens, I don't know if this is Maria's case, but this especially happens in marriages. The wife wants to say something. The husband's like, oh, let's just leave that. You always bringing stuff up from the past. It was just 2 days ago, right? Because he doesn't want to deal with it. But I need, in order for us to have intimacy, in order for us to have a relationship, I need to talk about this with you. And we always say, I felt. When you did this, it made me feel. Me, not like you always, we're not accusing. I can't stand when we're not judging. We neutrally, we express how we feel. If they can't handle that, or they refuse to hear, some people, no, or like children, right? Then you write a little note and you slip it in their pocket or something. They if they rip it up, then that's on them. You tried. But then see, now that affects the relationship, and then that's on them as well. They're not going to have that type of interaction that they could have with you as the wife because they've shut that door down. You continue being happy doing you, but they have to suffer those consequences. That intimacy isn't there. And it's not because you're not trying, it's because they're pulling away. Because communication is the key to marriage. They have to at least listen. And if they refuse, well, then those consequences are on them. Right? You're always going to do the right thing. But they're choosing otherwise, that's on them. And hopefully one day they'll come around. But there's usually a moment at some point, especially within a marriage, there's usually a tender moment somewhere, except for extenuating circumstances, right? When you can throw it in there. Be aware of those and take advantage of that. And calm, no screaming, yelling. Babe, the other day when you said this, and this, it made me feel like this. I didn't appreciate it. I really would appreciate if you would lower your voice, treat me, whatever the thing is. All right? Simple. It's not a sermon. We're not throwing things. We're not angry. because we've processed our anger. And that's a similar thing in with, that when people refuse to acknowledge what they did. No apologies, no, it's okay. But I'm going to do what I need to do in order to heal. So therapy, right? Writing, journaling, all those things can help. Candida, yes, I love how you said I'm not collecting. Yeah, I have enough of my own. Yeah, when I learned that, because that was me, just empathy for, and I just felt everybody's feelings. That's so unhealthy. It's so draining. No, we got to stop it. Chica, good idea. Okay, good. Deborah says, I like writing a letter and never send it so I can get out of my head to say, that's it. It's all about me, you. It's all about us. And what can we do to help ourselves? We can't control what and guess what? Sometimes that person that did us harm, they're deceased. I remember taking a class, I said, what are you going to do? Exhume the body and talk? No. So whether they're, even if they're deceased, you can heal. So definitely if they're alive, you can heal. You can get that out, write it, and never send it. Because what's the purpose of sending it if you're going to get a phone call and then, how dare you? I know they can't handle it. So I'm not even going to bother. But I know I need to get this out. I know what my experience was. And worse, if they don't even acknowledge what happened. That's terrible. Ooh, that's hard. We don't want to why punish ourselves? Sometimes it's because we're angry and we want to punish them. I need her to know what she did to me. But she's only going to make us feel bad. No, don't do that. Fabiola, writing a letter really helps, even if you never share. Voicing yourself gives so much clarity and makes you more responsible for your boundaries. Yes, responsible, clarity, good words, helpful. That sounds like a woman in control. I love it, Fabiola. Ari says, agreed. Writing has helped me a lot. I used to have a lot of sleepless nights. Look at that. Used to. Love that for you, Ari. Isn't it liberation, freedom from all that toxicity that we can load on ourselves and carry it around? Not anymore. No, no. Anne-Marie said, I started writing and then shredding it. Right, Anne-Marie? Anne-Marie is one of our members. That's why she has her her name in green and the little star. Very nice, Anne-Marie. We know that you don't like leaving stuff around that's been written down. Very nice. MB says, I've written a letter and burned it. It discharged so much negative emotion. The act was very evocative and cleansing. Oh, darling. It's like a new beginning, yes. Something symbolic about that fire. Try it. Okay. So when we learn to process this anger, boy, it's like, come on in, anger. The next time, have a seat. What you got to say to me? For what purpose are you here? Oh, all right. I see you. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And then just like any good friend or any messenger, you say, all right, till the next time. Thank you. Take care. Right? And what a peace. What a sense of control. What a learning experience. Everything is a learning experience. And when we can learn like that, how beautiful. Beautiful. Very exciting. I'm excited for you all. Yeah. Let's continue. Now you've got the steps. Hopefully you took notes. If not, please watch this again. Take those notes. And what does it require of us? Time, energy. So we have to do a lot less outside. I was talking to a client today. Before, she used to do this much for people that it wasn't even in the screen. And now I encouraged her to do this much for people and use some of that other time to pursue her hobbies, to do things that she loves, right? To live her life and enjoy it. Use her energy more wisely, more on her things. Not that she stops doing for others, but just make it a little less. Well, probably a lot less. To do these things, to sit and process anger, to write a letter it takes time, energy. So I don't have time. You do have time. But we all have 24 hours. You have to prioritize this, and you have to do less for others. That's what it means. Candida, wow, a message that's new to me. Yeah, it was new to me too when I heard it. And it was so like, wow. Okay. I wish you all the best. This was good. It was juicy. I don't remember what's the next emotion that you voted on, but I'll look in the chat at the poll and I will, put it in the chat later this week on what we're going to talk about next week. Uh, Gio says, great stuff. Thanks. Thank you for being here, Maria. I really enjoyed this one. Ari says, I didn't know how much I needed this class. Thank you so much, Karen and Vimes. I'm so glad you're here, that you were able to take advantage. Debbie says, awesome lesson. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. Let's keep working on ourselves, being good to ourselves, prioritizing ourselves. Look at that. Even when it comes to anger, something that and stop judging. Don't judge ourselves. Be great advice. Recalibrate how much we commit our energy to the dreams of others. That's powerful. Tiffany gives hearts. Joanne says, thank you, Karen. Great class. It was a pleasure. Thank you so much for being here. Imani, thank you. Candida, you're an answer to my prayer. Thank you, Candida. That I feel honored. I really do. I appreciate y'all for staying up at 9 o'clock. A lot of us are turning down, getting the sheets ready to jump in. Some of you may be viewing this from the bed, and I really appreciate your support. Marion learned a lot. Chica MB, thank you. Thank you. It's a thank you, Coach Karen. Thank you for being here. Love you so much. You guys are the best. And please realize your worth. Look at yourselves in the mirror. Say, I love you, because you're amazing. You're all so amazing. I have a client. She's like, Karen, you probably tell all your clients are, because I do. All my clients are amazing. And all my guests are amazing. You amazing women. It's just fabulous. And men. Elvin's out there too. B says, thank you, Deborah. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your support for being here. Share this. Please share the link. Fabiola, thank you, Karen, for modeling how positive a relationship we can have with our emotions. Yes. And not be upset about Karen, my Karen Renee and Kate May. Thanks so much. Love your presentation. Besitos, kind of a prayer of thanks to Jah. Yes. Thank you all for being here. Rest, think, make the time, and to process. All right. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. See you soon. Bye-bye. Be well. Hello, hello. My name is Karen Marinez. I'm an emotional wellness coach. I help you learn how to identify, process, and untangle those emotions that we all deal with on a daily basis. Vimes Life now has a membership for the English-speaking audience. It's really good news. So let me tell you 5 benefits that you gain by joining the membership. The first one is you get videos made monthly exclusively for you, those who are part of the membership. Number 2, once a month you get a live Zoom with me so we can interact. I can teach you, comfort you, and answer your questions. It'll be really nice. Number 3, you get a separate chat exclusively for those within the membership. 4th benefit, you get special stickers when you interact in the chat on YouTube Live. When we're live on Mondays, your name will have a little special sticker next to it to identify you as one of the members of the membership. And number 5, last but not least, you get special discounts on our courses. So you say, well, how do I sign up? Right below, right by the subscribe button, we hope you subscribe. Right by the subscribe button, there's a circle. It's white inside, black lettering. It says join. Press that. You'll see the first 3 options are for the Spanish audience with Spanish speaking coaches. Mine is the last one, and guess what it's called? Vimes Life Inner Circle. So come on into my inner circle so we can get to know each other better, and I can help you and coach you. I'll see you soon. Bye now.